Hi, I'm Brian, and today I'm going to be doing Chris Prophy's Musically Obsessed thread, Bands and Colors. Thanks so much for putting it together, Chris. It's been a lot of fun finding artists who have a color in their name. But I suppose maybe even the real challenge here is to find 5 artists who have not been used before or have not been mentioned before in the VC in this VC thread. And I'm a bit late to the party, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's get on with it. We start with Peter Green from the old Fleetwood Mac days. This was his first album. It's called In the Skies, although I actually thought it might be a pun on in disguise at some point. I don't know, because here he comes back and he's looking at us from the middle of the clouds, maybe up in heaven, and in the back he's right there in a cemetery. Ugh. It's a bit creepy, but this was his first album since 1971's The End of the Game, which I thought was a haphazard affair. Lots of funk, lots of edge, lots of darkness. I'm making it sound better than I think it is. And this one here is much more mellow, and it's sort of talking about maybe an artistic and a spiritual regrowth for Peter Green. Now, on this, we also have the guitar lines of Snowy White, and Pete Barton's from Camel lends his keyboard skills. Songs that I really like are In the Skies to start off with. The dueling guitars in that are really beautiful. It's an uplifting song, even though it sort of relies a little bit heavily on the Santana-esque feel. That's okay. It's pretty cool indeed. Also really like Slabo Day, where it's just one vamp all the way through, but Snowy White takes a solo and just tears it up. It's absolutely wonderful. If for those of you who are still hankering or were hankering for those slow blues that Peter Green used to do as part of Fleetwood Mac, you have A Fool No More, which is a really killer song. One song that I really want to champion, though, is Just For You. This is a really cool riff, a cool beat, cool rhythm, and then he comes in by singing, if you are the one to tempt me, tempt me, tempt me, tempt me, tempt. I am tempted. It got these beautiful echoing vocals on them. And then there's the song which closes it up called Apostle, which has a sort of a sense of that Andalusian spirit of Oh Well, in the middle section of Oh Well by Fleetwood Mac. On the whole, it's a remarkable album in terms of that it came out so well after such a long break, and it's one that I really love having in the collection. My next one is Curious Yellow with I Am Curious. And many of you might know that I'm a bit of a church fanatic, and this one was produced by Steve Kilbey, but also Corinne Jansen on the cover there. She was at this stage very artistic and also the partner to Kilby. And so I had to have a copy of this, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy this is a 5-track EP or mini album, and it has, to me, it has a little bit more psych tinge than the album that came after this, Charms and Blues, which I don't find so rewarding, but this I do. Now, Corinne has a wonderful Swedish tilt to her voice, and for those of you who really like Nico from Velvet Underground and Nico, and many more other things, you might really enjoy this. I mean, Transparent Garden has a sort of psyche verse feel to it before building out into or breaking out into a much bigger chorus. Pretty Girl, for fans of all Tom Petty rhythm guitar sounds, really has that guitar sound of Refugee on here. Tinsel Heart in Chainmail, again, has that beautiful psyche tinge to it, particularly in the verses. I kind of would have loved to have heard what the Divinals would have come up with if they had done this song. But the one, if you are into the church and you're a bit of a church fanatic like me, the song that does sound the most like the church is the last one, If I Reach You. And it features a wonderful slide guitar solo at the end by, could it be Filthy, or maybe it is, where's his name? Phil Maher, who guests on this. Whatever, I think it's well worth a listen for you, and I would definitely be recommending If I Reach You. The album or the EP mini album came out on a yellow sleeve, part of the Red Eye label, and there it is, a beautiful yellow pressing as well. Red Eye always looked after their customers and their artists, which is so cool. Next up is a band that I've only got into kind of recently, and I would say over the last 2 years, but I remember many years ago hearing a song by this band, and they are called Red Snapper, and the song was The Sleepless. And that sort of got me into it. I think that is an amazingly brilliant sort of IDM hip hop song. And then that led me to go and get their first album, which is called Prince Blimey. Now, I don't have the cover for this one. Look at those labels, aren't they gorgeous? This is from 1996. It's on Warp Records. Really cool. Now, I don't have the cover for this because I really wanted the album, but to buy originals or to get a copy of it on vinyl was just the costs were astronomical. So I took the chance, and there's the cover, by the way. And how much am I missing out on here? I'm not too sure. But anyway, there's something beautiful about just the good old black vinyl anonymous sleeve, whatever you got. Let me take you through some of the songs. So IDM music is called intelligent dance music, and while that has connotations of snobbery and arrogance to it, I like the explanation that intelligence dance music is music you can listen to at home or at the club, and it works just as well both ways. And I kind of think about Underworld's latest release, Strawberry Hotel, which I championed for that sort of effect on the listener. Just as good to listen to as it is to move to. Speaking about Red Snapper, some great songs on here. Crusoe Takes a Trip, which has all the echoes of James Bond, and so does the song Thomas, the Fib, which is or is it FIB? I'm not sure. Please put it down in the comments. Which is totally noir as well. There's a great song in here called Get Some Sleep, Tiger. Well, you're not going to get any sleep with that racket going on. It's so loud, it's so noisy. Anyway, but it's the sort of song that you either have to go with or it will get you. It's coming to get you ready or not, so you've got to go with it. And there's a couple of other songs. The Paranoid features maybe the only vocal on this album, which is by Anna Haig, and it's very euphoric and ecstatic, and it takes you into the realms where those words take you. And to finish, we have this sublime closing number of Low Beam. Now, if you're into the Doves, and particularly like Fire Sweet off their first album, Lost Souls, you're really going to enjoy this. But I think it's a great lesson. Red Snapper, Prince Blimey, 1996. Get into it. I think I've shown the next one. I think I've shown Goldfrapp before, but I'm going to show it again. We've got the gold in there, the Red Snapper, the Curious Yellow, the Peter Green, and now we've got the Goldfrapp. Am I cheating because it's sort of all in the one name and it's not like Prince the Gold Experience or whatever? Anyway, Goldfrapp. This is an incredible album. Came out in 2000, and this is the 2022 pressing, which I absolutely love. Wonderful gatefold sleeve. And there's the joy of Felt Mountain right up the top there. And on the inners, we get lyrics, and we get another wonderful photo there. Beautiful, gives a real sense of place. And this is supposedly on the translucent gold. I'm finding it hard to work out where the gold is in that, but still, wonderful. This is Alison Goldfrapp and Will Gregory. And many people I've heard say this is almost like a poor person's Portishead, a poor person's Portishead. I don't agree at all. I think there's great difference. There's some similarities in the voices between Beth and Alison here. But to me, I don't even know that that's such a thing. Portishead always inspire me with sort of ideas of darkness, alienation, and loneliness. Whereas I think that Goldfrapp is much more sublime and majestic, and it's bringing us up to this wonderful peak of joy. That's how I feel. Some great tunes on here. Lovely Head is, of course, the single of this. And again, speaking of James Bond, it's really got that feel of a James Bond movie. And apparently the fourth song on the first side, Pilots, apparently that was inspired by John Barry's music. Anyway, it's full of mystique, class, in the best word I mean, that's classy, and grace, and it features that whistling all the way through it. Now, I'm not sure about the solo instrument, whether it is a theremin or a whistle that's meant to sound like a theremin, but whatever it is, it just takes the song to a new level. Felt Mountain is the song itself. The title track is atmospheric, as you would have expected. It's very dreamy, and it's got Alison's vocals just sort of humming and singing wordlessly along to this amazing soundscape that's been created. And it's like it's taking us to the mountain. And the idea is that once we get there, we may never want to come home, I think. My real favorite, though, on this album is Utopia. I don't know if I have enough words to talk about Utopia. It is surreal, it's sublime, it's blissful, and then it's just absolutely stunning. And then it has the line, fascist baby, Utopia, Utopia. Do-do-do, fascist baby. Now, is this speaking to all the fascists in the world who are preventing us to get to Utopia? Or is there not a comma there? So what we have is a fascist baby, or is it the name of a dog? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a comma there. Anyway, what's going on? Anyway, so I absolutely adore this. The thing is that maybe with Utopia is that sometimes we are not meant to know. And for my final selection for a band with a colour in their name, I'm going to CD. I'm going to Australia. I'm going to Perth, Western Australia, for a band called Place of Indigo. And this is their mini album EP called Illuminate. I never know what the cutoff point is between mini albums and EPs. I mean, this has got 6 tracks on it, so maybe it is in fact a mini album. Who knows? Leave a note in the comments if you can shed light on this quandary for us. The whole album is a complete banger, and particularly love the lead track Kaleidoscope, which I'm going to play you in a little while in full so you get a real sense of it. But if you like The Church, you like The Cure, you like post-punk and new wave, then I can almost guarantee that this is going to give you pleasure. And remember that if music of any size, shape, sound, or substance gives you pleasure, then who am I to argue with your opinion? Life's too short. Anyway, thanks, Chris, so much for putting out this thread. I've really enjoyed it. And until the next time we meet, I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're staying cool. And here we go with a little bit of Place of Indigo, Kaleidoscope. And bye for now. Cheers.